Ugh. Uh. Hey, wait. Where'd my items go? This isn't Frosty Bros. Base, is it? A few months ago, I started the second season of the Insanity SMP. On the server, every member gets their own custom set of powers and weaknesses. For example, I have an elytra as soon as I spawn in, have resistance when I'm not sprinting, and gain extra movement abilities from sugar. But I can never take off the elytra, and if I don't have sugar, I lose hunger more quickly. This is in addition to a bunch of other stuff like the life system, and special items players drop when they die. When the season began, I met up with my brother Julian, and we headed straight into the jungle. We had 1 hour before PvP would be enabled, so we quickly began getting everything we needed.
I found a cave. Mineshaft.
Julian died while we were mining because his game was lagging, but that was fine, because he dropped a power orb. Power orbs are items players drop whenever they die. There are 6 different orbs, each with a different effect, all of which last until the player that uses it runs out of lives, making these some of the most useful and overpowered items on the server. Julian had dropped a resistance orb. After a little more mining, I decided to get a power orb for myself. A couple days before the season started, Julian and I had made a plan. We would do a little mining to get basic gear, sacrifice 1 life each to get power orbs, another reason why Julian losing a life wasn't a big deal. Then we would head off in search of a village where we could trade with villagers until we got diamond armor and tools. So far, our plan was going smoothly, and at the cost of 1 of my lives, I'd gotten myself a haste orb. We explored the mine shaft Julian had found and left the cave in search of a village. We got distracted by a shipwreck Julian found, and from that we got a buried treasure map. So I decided to put our search for a village on hold and look for the treasure. I didn't find it, but on the bright side, I asked one of my friends to team up with me, and he agreed. Or at least he said he did. While I was looking for the buried treasure, the first hour had ended and PvP was enabled. Soon players were being killed for power orbs and I was quickly falling behind in strength. Like I wasn't already. Seriously, are you seeing this? To try and catch up, I looked for someone to get a power orb from. I used the extra abilities I get from sugar to travel faster, and soon I found what I thought was one person, but in reality it was a whole team. It was Mr. Meowstick, Pepsi, and Sponker. The strongest team on the server and the one that had been killing everyone. They called themselves the Glizzy Gang. I still can't take that name seriously. I got attacked and things went as expected. They were nice enough to let me take my items back and I managed to steal their enchantment table without them noticing. I got to a safe position and logged off. Bunch of other SMP members were getting tired of Meowstick's team attacking everyone, so after a little bit of planning, we formed our own group called the Rebels, with the goal of taking them down. While we were putting together the group, I was watching Meowstick's live stream and realized that my friend from earlier, Awesome, was in his team's voice call.
Guys,
What?
I can pretend like I'm on Killian's team, and I can basically spy on them for you guys. I just got the idea since they want to team up against our team, and I'm like,
They
once I
do?
tell them I'm on your team, they're gonna try to kill
Oh, yeah,
me.
well, they're probably gonna team up against us because we've just been killing everybody.
I not spy. Sorry.
I began searching for somewhere to set up a base, and around this time was when one of our team members, J Blue, ran out of lives. There's an item on the server called the Revival Stone, which can revive players that have run out of lives. The only problem was it required End Stone, and we weren't allowed to go into the end yet. I traveled a few thousand blocks and found a nice spot to build my base before taking a break from the SMP for a while. Once I got back on the server, I started collecting dirt. My plan was to build a floating island right above the ocean with a little house on top. And at the same time, I tried to get some music discs. The next day, Julian died again and forgot his coordinates, so I had to go and help him. I searched around for and found Julian's items. This time, he dropped a haste orb. I then found out that he had lost his immortal cat, Carl. My best guess was that he had sat down on a furnace at his previous base and Julian forgot him there. But Julian didn't remember where that base was and only knew the general location it was in. So now my new goal was to find Carl. Then I found a big cave and got distracted and went mining instead. I also found a bunch of diamonds. Further down in the cave, I found an ancient city. Also, Julian died again. Good job, buddy. I knew exploring an ancient city would be very risky, especially since I'd never actually explored one in survival before, but I went for it anyways. After getting a couple of valuable items and making it out of the ancient city, I noticed one last chest I wanted to go for. My plan was to jump down and quickly use my firework rockets to get away, and I attempted that, but it didn't work because I couldn't see anything. Around a week later, Unknown, my girlfriend, lured the warden away and set up some scaffolding to rescue me, but instead of leaving, I did this.
Why are you walking around? Just go up the thing. Hey, be careful.
Yes! No!
Is it still there?
No, I got out, but I may have... I don't even know where I am now! Couple minutes later, I logged back on, hoping that if I just crouched, the warden wouldn't attack me.
Bro, go away. Shoot, punch, punch. If you log on and crouch, you should be okay, I think. Crouch, 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 crouch. Log off, log off, log off, log off, log off, log off, log off.
All of that was pointless because I died anyways, and Mr. Meow took all the valuable loot from the ancient city. But regardless, I still wanted to find Carl. And after a few weeks, I got into a call with my friend Nathan, and we decided to meet at spawn. Oh yeah, also, Mr. Meow said he left a gift for me there.
Where? Spawn?
Yeah, once I got to spawn, I saw the gift that Meowstick had left for me. In the chest, I found a stack of diamonds, which Nathan and I used to make armor and tools, as well as 26 emerald blocks, which would come in handy later. He did technically help me a little by gifting me 64 diamonds and 26 emerald blocks, but he had still killed like half the server. After that, we went off to finally rescue Carl. Found it.
Oh, it was over here. I'm looting their stuff. I'm stealing your stuff.
And we soon returned him to Julian.
Don't worry, he fell in water.
A few minutes later, we met back up at a house Nathan had found earlier, under which we discovered a bunch of potions which you can't normally obtain, such as the Hero of the Village potion, the Haste potion, and the Bad Omen potion. I knew these potions must have come from totally useless, a member on the server whose powers allow him to choose whatever potion he wants every few minutes, with the chance to get the opposite effect, his powers also giving him access to potions which he can't get normally. We decided to take a bunch of Hero of the Village potions, so we could use them later to quickly level up villagers and trade with them to get enchanted books, armor, and tools for very cheap. The next day, I went off to find a village. Oh wow, wait. Wow, there's a lot of iron here. This could save me a few emeralds while I'm leveling up those villagers later. I think there might be a village nearby, but I don't know what gives me that feeling. Oh, it's not bugged, it's not bugged! Once I had found a village that wasn't being raided, I traded with some of the villagers and decided that since I now had a decent source of diamond armor and tools, I should head back to my base and finally finish the house I was working on. So I did. Bug Rock is my favorite version of the game. I built some of my base and found out that Nathan had already gotten more villagers at a different village before I did, making most of what I did the previous day pointless. I leveled up a few of Nathan's villagers and one of them started trading Fortune Iron pickaxes. I got 4 of them, combined them into a Fortune 3 pickaxe, and with this, Bad Omen potions and a double blaze spawner Nathan found, I had everything I needed to start getting the items required to craft more lives. On the server, crafting a life takes 1 Totem of Undying, 3 diamond blocks, 2 netherite ingots, and 3 blaze powder. So first, I went off to get diamonds. I also found cherry trees to decorate the outside of my base. Finally, I went off to mine for ancient debris. Nathan was going to get the totems and blaze powder, so this was the last of the items I still needed to get. Alright, hope I'm doing this right.